Thank you. I love seeing your little kids up and out. Yes. Yes, so today you are getting your message from Reverend Sassy. That's who's giving you a message. It's my alter ego. Hence, the baboons, right? The baboons. You know I've been giving some really deep and soulful talks. I get that. I've heard. So I thought today, let's have a break, right? Let's just be light and fun and silly and really get into about being renewed. I never thought it would be so difficult to write a light talk. I just don't roll that way, so I'm like, So you're probably gonna get some deep pieces, but hopefully it's just little pieces. And we're gonna talk today about renewal. We're often in that grind of productivity, right? That grind of productivity. And I just felt like today, I just need a little lightness, you need a little lightness, and to show you that I do have like this really silly, goofy, playful side. And so we bought those, they're like these reindeer things, and you throw the ringers and you try to catch it with the antlers. Yes. I did win though, didn't I, honey? Good. So, productivity, where do we get that idea that we have to be productive all the time? It's ingrained in our psyches, right? And there's some kind of equation that says it's required for a successful life. And it drives us so much that we feel guilty to be silly, to do nothing, to just relax. And so I want us to this Sunday throw out those erroneous beliefs. And I want us to really discover that the state of being is necessary, is vital for us to live an expansive life. So how did we get this belief? Where did this come from? We've been conditioned to overwork, workaholism, right? That's kind of like, oh, you're doing so good. You're like, you don't have a life. You're doing really great, right? And so we've got this notion that through determination and hard work, anyone can achieve success. Anyone can have the American dream. And in this paradigm, there's this idea that meritocracy and equal opportunity is available to everyone, and that their highest dreams and aspirations are available only through grit and determination. Did you know the concept of the American dream was constructed post-World War II? It was after the soldiers were returning home and they were entering back into the workforce, and women were forced out of their wartime jobs. And women were told, your place is at home, being the perfect wife, the perfect mother, and the husband was going to be the breadwinner. And with his prowess, he was going to support his family to live this wonderful life with lovely houses, white picket fences, grass, beautiful grass-trimmed lawns, 2.5 children, that's the stat, a dog, vacations, and the latest fashion, appliances, and cars. Today, the American dream is really unachievable for most Americans because of today's wealth inequity. Did you know the average salary in 1960 was $5,600? $5,600. 1970, $9,900. 1980, $12,500. That was the average, and people lived wonderful lives on those numbers. Today, we can see that's really not the case. The minimum wage is $7.25 per hour. So that means if someone works 40 hours a week, their gross pay is $290. For 4 weeks, that's $1,160 gross pay. Do you know what the average rental here is in Austin? $1,500. $1,500. And if you want to own a home, it's now skyrocketed where the average is now about $600,000. $600,000 to just own a little crappy home. We're not talking about like something wonderful. So you see, it's not the same playing field of our parents and our grandparents in days of old. Just by looking at that chart, it shows the marked difference. And it really gives us a clear picture of the homeless working class. An analysis by USA Today shows that living the American dream would cost the average family of four about $130,000 a year. And besides economic security, the American dream includes finding and pursuing a rewarding career, leading a healthy and personally fulfilling life, and being able to retire in comfort. And for those of us still striving for the American dream, our norm is to work 12-hour days, cramming in as many tasks as possible in the same amount of time it would take us to complete one task. And then add to that the workaholic mentality, the additional burden of responsibility for the well-being of an organization, it quickly leads to burnout. The Mayo Clinic, they define burnout as a state of physical or emotional exhaustion that also involves a sense of reduced accomplishment and loss of personal identity. Loss of personal identity. So some factors that contribute heavily to burnout are work-life balance, or really work-life imbalance, dysfunctional workplace dynamics, unclear job expectations, and chaotic activity. And also, not having enough support. So here's my commercial. The Mayo Clinic suggests you look at these questions and answer them whether you have job burnout. Have you become cynical or critical at work? Have you become irritable or impatient with coworkers, customers, or clients? Do you feel disillusioned about your job? Are you using food, drugs, alcohol to feel better, or maybe not to feel at all? And have your sleep habits changed? Yeah, no, your voice is really distinct. Just saying. And no, I'm not selling you a drug to make this all better. But if you've answered yes to any of the above questions, you're probably experiencing some sort of job burnout. And we know the physical and emotional toil that burnout takes on our bodies and our psyches, right? The range is from health conditions such as fatigue, insomnia, substance abuse, stress, heart disease, to the emotional conditions such as depression, anger, panic attacks, spiritual and emotional ennui. So the question then becomes, well, how can we be balanced and concerned with self-care if we're worried about matters of survival? They usually don't go together. Maslow's hierarchy of needs suggests that if we're worried and focused about meeting our basic needs, such as food, shelter, and safety, then it's going to be really difficult for us to even realize that we have needs for friendship, renewal, and self-actualization. So the first thing that we can do to bring ourselves into balance is to ascertain whether the belief we hold is true. Is the belief that the only way to achieve the American dream is to work ourselves to the bone without a care for self true? Well, if we believe this is truth, then guess what? We're just going to continue on in the same behavior of workaholism to the detriment of the soul. But if we challenge that is not true, then we have some more options. We can make choices to bring balance into our lives. We can take time to nap. What a concept. Napping. We learned that when we were little, that was really important for us to manage. And then somewhere along the way, we've said, no, I can never nap. No. So I'm learning, because I have difficulty napping. To nap. To savor our family and friends, to find awe and inspiration in nature, to take time to breathe, and for mindfulness. I almost said mindlessness, just being aware. We can allow ourselves to be filled up from the source and that unlimited wellspring within us. We can give ourselves permission to find people to support us in this process of questioning the false beliefs that keep us working at unsustainable levels. And this week, we got to look at it on an Olympic level. Right? It's a bubble moment. Yes, it is. Simone Biles put her mental health ahead of competing for Olympic medals. At the height of her fame and on the world stage, she said no to pushing against her mind and body being out of sync. Simone made a powerful and loving decision for the renewal of her soul and heart by withdrawing from competition. Biles said yes to honoring her mental health, said yes to being, said yes to worthiness based solely on who she is, not what she does. In a sport that has not been known to be supportive of its athletes' well-being physically, let alone emotionally, this was a monumental declaration of self-love and self-worth. This one act, hear this, this one act has a ripple effect around the world, and especially in the field of sports. Sports heroes are usually doted on because of their feats of greatness, right? Going beyond their bodies and their minds' endurance. We hear the statements, no pain, no gain, right? Shake it off, baby, just shake it off. Or just do it. Just do it. Those statements are beliefs that have come to mean this is how you attain superhero status by the disregard for the well-being of the self. Simone Biles defied the sports community's beliefs that winning and the team are all that matters. But here's another layer to this. What Biles did was also break the myth that Black women are stronger than and do not feel pain. Those inaccurate beliefs are perpetuated by a society built on slavery and the false belief that we women of color adhere to for so long at our own detriment. How often have I said to myself, suck it up, buttercup, and just push on in agony? How often has the medical field not cared for women of color with the same level of compassion because of this erroneous belief? So if Simone can do it, what could we do? What could we do? Let's remind ourselves of all the tools that we have learned in this spiritual community. We've got mad skills, people, mad skills. We have the awareness that being a divine human means we are worthy just because we are of God, just because of that. And we do not have to be in this frenetic pace of productivity to be worthwhile. We have embraced the concept of failure as an experience for our highest good. As our co-founder Charles Filmer taught us, failure is simply a stepping stone to something greater. We have learned that being human means it's normal to make mistakes, and therefore we can have compassion for ourselves and for others. We also have tools about forgiveness, right? We've got several forgiveness practices, such as the Ho'oponopono, the Buddhist prayer of forgiveness that we did last week, which puts us in alignment with oneness. It's a recognition that all we see and experience means that we too have a part in the creation of it. And we do not have to hold on to being the victim or the perpetrator. We get to own all of our parts in love, in the divine knowing. And we can also work with our inner child, right? By taking that moment to listen to our inner child. I don't know about you, but my inner child is alive and very vocal. She's really clear on what it takes to have fun and to keep that sparkle going. Now, sometimes she whines, and when she whines, I'm like, girl, no, we don't whine. We don't whine because I have proven over time that I will listen to you, right? That I will take you into consideration. And we get to be the divine, living our purpose, having fun, doing the things we love. Yes, bubbles are one of her things. We get that. So I want to remind you that being is a precious gift to your wholeness. And playing is vital to our renewal. Did you see that shift in energy when we were doing bubbles earlier? That's like that renewal, that rebirth. So today I'm telling you that you have this amazing fortitude to no longer live someone else's dreams or beliefs. We have the ability to take time for renewal, to play, to laugh, to dream our own dreams, and to honor ourselves. So this week, my friends, I'm inviting you to take time to just be, to breathe, to have bubbles, and do it without any guilt or shame or blame. You deserve that. Let's prepare for meditation. So if you're willing, take that nice deep breath in and exhale. Release into your chair. Allow your chair to support you. Have your spine erect, your chakras open, your feet planted on Mother Earth, allowing her to support you in your totalness. Take another nice deep breath in. Hold it and release and relax. And follow your breath. And as you follow your breath, I invite you to check out where your little kid resides. Where are they? Breathe. And wherever they are, wherever you find them, just smile at them, see them, witness them. That's the key of your rebirth and renewal. They make all things possible. Connect and take a moment to listen in the silence. At the sound of my voice, take a moment of appreciation and gratitude for your inner child. Say thank you. Remind them that you will listen to them more often because you forgot how vital and necessary they are to your joy, to your renewal, to your feelings of awe and wonder. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And feel the pew underneath you. Feel your back against the seat. When you're ready, you may open your eyes if they've been closed. Stretch a little bit. Maybe even wiggle because your kid is up and the energy is there. Namaste.